So, similar to Frost, Shao Kahn is a trap-based. No, he's absolutely not. Shao Kahn is exactly what you. I couldn't even. I had a whole bit, and I can't even work the bit. Shao Kahn is an absolute mindless killing machine. He is a brawler. He is everything you wanted. If you liked a Doomsday and Injustice, Goro and MKX,
Right.
He's your character. This guy, turn off your brain, hit some buttons, and kill some people. Like, he's awesome. So you can see he now holds his hammer all the. It's a recurring thing. Weapons are a big thing in the game. He uses his hammer all the time. Like, he's just swinging it. He's going crazy. I think my favorite normal is 4-2, which reaches across the galaxy. It's a high, but this, I love the audio on this. I love the hammer's just stuck in them, warps back to
There's
him.
so many things he does with his hammer where he like lets go of it or something.
Yes.
And it just like.
Yeah, the audio is so good on his hammer moves. He also has a lot of grappling stuff. Like, this is just fun to use. And this one, the total package, Lex Luger there. Like, he literally just breaks your back. He's great. Not a huge move list. This is not a character with a bunch of stances, a bunch of cancels. What you see is what you get with him, which is, I'm pretty sure that's exactly what you want. I mean, this dude, this big boot.
Yep. Big Boot's amazing.
Yeah.
I remember we have a guy at work, John Anderson, one of our producers, who has been playing Shao Kahn. And I was talking to somebody in QA, I forget who, I think it might have been Ken, I forget who it was, or Matt, and they were like, oh yeah, Big Boot, use Big Boot all the time. And I told John that, and John was like, oh, I don't know if I like Big Boot that much. And the next day he was like, yeah, Big Boot all the time. So.
All right, so let's go into some special moves. To start off, his spear is actually back. It's one of his gear items. You can already see, I use it in this string. But he also uses it in several special moves. So one of them is this projectile, where he throws the spear, and it knocks them down.
This is one of his coolest, like we talk about, and like when you start playing the game, you'll be talking about this a lot too, is how you're always looking for how to set up your crushing blows. And this is one of the cool ones.
So after three of these...
pardon me, I'm sorry. My bad, didn't interrupt. He has two of my favorite setups.
All right, this is one of them?
Yep.
We'll see if I'm going to use the other, because I am going to use it.
We'll see.
So after three of these, he's primed, and then the next time he goes for this string, he's going to get that juicy crushing blow. His other move is the classic, it would be weird if it wasn't in the game, the shoulder barge.
Oh, yeah.
It's super fast, good reach.
Never been hit by it.
And there is a couple of versions of it when he amplifies it. He can go down and do a quick overhead, or he can go up and actually pop you up. And this leads to his main combo starter, which leads to his other special move, which is an anti-air grab, the scum grab.
For a second there, I thought we were doing some washed up warriors. Yikes.
He can amplify it, get additional damage, and just thunk. It's awesome. I'll hit this combo. Look at this. Okay. This isn't even hard.
Oh, man.
All right, look at that. Have some faith.
Do you feel like you're in my world a little bit just then?
Look, the monitor is an awkward angle. It's probably a little laggy. I'm not used to the controller. It's really hot in here. You turn the air conditioner off. My hands are cold.
Your hands are cold, but it's hot?
Wow.
My body is hot, but my hands are cold.
Man, it happens to all of us. There comes a point where you're washed up.
It's fine.
So anyway, I gave him two loadouts, so let's go over. The first is hammer-based, and I actually gave him some zoning tools. So he has the classic MK9 hammer toss. My favorite part is actually the fact that it hits them. There's a beat, and then it falls to the ground.
The weight of the hammer is amazing.
Yes.
And I'm glad, I like heavy metal. That's awesome. I'm glad you didn't go hammer time.
That was the initial thought, and I realized if that's my initial thought, that's not gonna.
Always go for your second thought when you're naming your variation.
Right. And I also gave him an air version. And then I gave him this low hammer. Normally he really doesn't have the best lows, but this is a special move you can cancel into. And the meter burn, amplified, just looks freaking awesome.
I like how a lot of his amplifiers are just like, here's another huge smack with a hammer.
Yes. So
throws.
the projectiles are actually super good. You wouldn't think of Shao Kahn as like a zoner, like he's not really. But these projectiles actually, it's because they take up so much space. Yeah. It's super hard to jump over because it's the hammer, the handle of it actually. So the opponent really is going to have to sit there and block, and that sets up, shoulder and jump ins.
Not hugely damaging like that.
Right, I mean, I'm not, you probably wouldn't pick them like Noob Saibot or Cetrion, where that's the base of his game, but they're pretty good if you want to use this loadout. Like,
did you think you were just going to get that combo real quick? You think that was going to work for you?
No, I'm freestyling.
You freestyle?
You were just...
I have been hurt so much about my combos over the last couple of years that maybe I'm taking it out on you.
All right, so let's go in his Fatal Blow. There is a particular shot at the end that I think is one of the most gruesome, painful things in the game. This last hammer part is just messed up.
So good.
All right, so one more loadout.
This is your finest one.
You think so?
Your naming, it's so on the nose.
I like the spelling because it adds kind of a cutesy flair.
You
to someone
suck.
Who's not really traditional.
Known as a cutesy.
Right.
Amazing looking helmet there too.
His helmet and his hammers. He has some hammers with like glowing parts. A lot of weird helmets. It's very cool. So
So his
here,
three things are helmet, spear.
yes. So the first thing I gave him is actually this up hammer move where he tosses it into the air and it comes back down. And there's a mid version and a close version. And this is like a combo ender. It can be used to set up stuff, like, because he can throw it up and then he can actually, he's freed up a little bit early, so he can use it for setups. You can preemptively do it in front of where you think they're going to be, and if you think they're going to dash in, it'll bonk them on the head.
In my head canon for this, he's accidentally letting it go.
You think so?
Yeah.
Like he's
Whoops.
meaning to do like this or something?
Yeah,
but
he's like, oh well. Got it anyway.
I don't think Shao Kahn goes, oh well. I think everything he does is on purpose.
Okay.
Then I gave him Annihilation, which is
This is
a
great.
grab. It's a really good combo ender. I think this is one of his best combo enders, just to get extra damage. And what an awesome amplified. And lastly, I'm super pumped for this move. He actually summons a Shadow Priest.
Cool. I think this maybe not.
And this buffs the damage while his hammer's green on all of his hammer moves. Huge props to our design department for referencing that classic MK2. Mm-hmm. Did you actually know our art director Steve played the Shadow Priest in MK2? That's him under the hood. And he's still here doing amazing stuff for us 25 years later.
No, I know Steve very well. I didn't know that.
Yeah. I'm absolutely geeking out at the Shadow Priest buff. That's so awesome.
He has a lot of buff type moves too, though.
Yes.
You
can see in the trailer he actually can point at you or laugh at you, and that can either debuff the opponent or debuff their. It can either debuff their damage or make them take more damage, depending on which one he wants to do.
So the one thing I was going to talk about, that my other favorite way to set up a crushing blow was using one of those. Is it this? It's not this one.
It is. It's
it is.
While Dark Priest is active, Annihilation becomes a crushing blow.
Oh, that's not the one.
Okay.
I'm talking about Backbreaker.
Yes. While Laugh is active, Backbreaker will
right.
actually really break their back.
Which is my favorite one.
Yeah. That's basically Shao Kahn. He is a character that I think you could be bodying fools in like no time. If you just want to like go ham, absolutely go crazy with the hammers, I think you're gonna have a great time. He's super fun to play.
To me, there is almost like so many of us are used to the old days playing against Shao Kahn. Like, is there an intimidation factor, even if you're playing against a player who you might be better than, that you're across the way from Shao Kahn? How many times has Shao Kahn destroyed you in games?
Yeah, I mean it's similar to Kodal, where our design team really wanted him to feel like you're controlling a boss, and he is always meant to be balanced for competitive play, but the feel that you're controlling this
and just
huge
historically,
hulking,
I'm scared of him.
Yeah,
because in so many of the past games, he has made me feel inferior.
Even in 1995, well, you are.
Thank you.
In 1995, he would literally beat you down, take your tokens, and say you suck.
Right.
And then the gate would close and it would say game over, and you didn't have any more money because your dad only gave you $5. And
Oh wow, this is getting real.
And then you just had to watch the attract mode all day, and you did. And then 25 later, you still had that memorized because you had nothing better to do.
And now you're here.
Yeah.
Wow, that was a lore moment about Steve.
Steve's lore minute.
I'll give you that.